So why have you been away?
Oh, God, this is so hard. OK, it's difficult to know where to start, but about 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, coming up, as you know, my sister Linda, who was on the show quite recently with her facelift and all that, had an accident at home where she fell up the stairs. She never falls downstairs, she always falls up. And she actually broke her hip. Which was all very, you know, oh no, you're all right, you're all right. Anyway, she went to hospital, and while they did the scan of her hip, they found secondary cancer.
So Linda, who's had breast cancer, and she'd been clear for, what, 5 years?
6 years.
6 years. So it's come back, and as we know, secondary breast cancer often comes back in a different part.
Yeah, well, they found it actually. They found a cyst attached to where the break was. I think it's attached to a pelvic bone, and so it was just earth-shattering for us initially. She's incredible, and what they have said is, and the reason I didn't come back was she didn't want anyone to know at the time. She didn't want it to be out there at the time.
You're still just all getting
used to that. We all had to get our head around it.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to come back now. You know, she had enough sitting around, get back to work. And she's not ready to talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But because she's had to cancel all her, you know, future work for now.
She had a lot coming up.
She's had loads. Yeah. That's the thing. Her whole life had turned around. She'd had her great facelift, and she turned the corner from losing her husband, and she got loads of work. Anyway, she's obviously had to cancel the work, and she's just worried because she saw the speculation about why I was off, which wasn't true, because it was because of that. She didn't want people to start maybe speculating about her, you know, and I didn't want to come back and lie to any of you and sit here and go, yeah, everything's great, because I thought I won't be able to tell them
you
together.
wouldn't be able to do that, probably.
So she, you know, with her blessing, she wanted me to talk about it today and say that's the reason. But the positive thing is, although they've said that it's not curable, it is treatable, and it hasn't spread anywhere else, it's just there. And so, you know, that's the positive attitude, and she wants me to get across that, you know, obviously it's going to be compared to Bernie, when Bernie died and had the cancer and all of that. Linda wants it to get across that she's not dying of cancer, she's living with cancer, because they've said, you know, it is treatable, and she could have years. So we have to focus on that.
As you mentioned Bernie there, and you know, for any family, getting a diagnosis of cancer is terrifying the first time, but this is not the first time in your family, and I suppose that resonates around everybody, doesn't it? Because you did lose Bernie. Even when people are saying to you, look, you know, she's not dying, and we can treat this. You know, it's not curable, but we can treat it, and she can live with it. Obviously, I presume in all of your minds always is, but we've lost Bernie.
Of course, and that was in Linda's mind when they first said it. You know, she said to them, well, yeah, that's great, but they also said that to Bernie initially, and we did lose her, but it was a completely different cancer, and Bernie's had spread, you know. Linda's hasn't, and, you know, like Bernie, Linda's so strong, and she's had her down days, don't get me wrong, but she's being really positive, and as much as I'm crying now and shaking, we've also had moments of hilarity. You know, I went to see her at the weekend, you know, and you know she was on here going, I look 10 years younger than you now with my facelift. So when I went to see her, I went, you look 10 years younger, but you're on the Zimmer frame, not me.
But you have to have those
laugh.
moments.
Of course you do.
And, you know, and that's why it was important for me to come back to work. You know, this is my livelihood, and Linda wanted me to come back, and I just want people to know that, yes, I'm back here, and there's going to be times, you know, maybe even in this show, where I'm still going to laugh, and I'm still going to have fun, because life has to go on, and I have to be strong for her.